Namaste. Welcome to part 3 of this beginner's yoga series of 8 parts. And today we're going to be blessed with our little Terry the terrorist cat who may be wandering in and out today. So I just wanted to introduce her to you. Anyway, come to a nice seated position. And close your eyes and check in with yourself. It's a nice way to start a practice, to kind of go inside and look at what's going on and how you're feeling. Making no judgment, but just recognizing it. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, and we'll start with a little Ujjayi breath. I know you've probably got this down, but let's go through it again. So you're going to inhale, go down through your mouth, through your chest, let your belly expand, and then exhale all the way back out through your nose. And again, they call it ocean breath. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. By doing that, it also starts off your practice a little bit more calm. Okay, let's inhale our arms up using the Ujjayi breath. Exhale down. Inhale and exhale. And inhale. Keep your arms up. Take your left hand down and arch over towards your left side. And feel that stretch all the way along that side, keeping the sit bone down. Just kind of starting to open up the sides of our body. And then come on back up, and let's gently go over to the other side. And also become aware if one side's a little tighter than the other. Again, no judgment, but just recognize it. And then come on up, and then take your left hand to your right knee and twist around. So by doing the twist, we are starting to warm up the vertebrae and also our organs in our abdomen and the whole abdomen area. And then bring your arms back up, inhale up, and then exhale over to the other side. And watching how you have your neck, if it's okay, you can look over your left shoulder. And then come on back around and just pause. Now you're going to take your hands and clasp them behind you and open up your chest. Just open up. We spend a lot of our days hunching over, so by doing something as simple as this, and if you can't reach around with your hands, you can grab your elbows. And then come on around, and then we'll do the opposite. So press your palms towards me. And yes, you're opening up the upper back, but you're also getting a nice forearm stretch. And then take your palms and just rotate them around, your wrist I should say, rotate them around one way, rotate them around another, just starting to get them alive. And then take your fingers and flip them out. And then let's come on to all fours into tabletop. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and you're going to round your back like an angry cat. And then drop your belly down to the floor. So let's get the breath into it. Inhale And exhale down. Inhale. And exhale down. Crown of the head to the sky, tailbone to the sky. Inhale one more time around the back. So now the crown of the head is towards the floor. And then inhale back down to cow with that sway back. And then come on to a nice flat back. Okay, take your right foot and bring it, your leg way back. Bring the ball of the foot to the floor and press the heel back. Notice the stretch up and down the whole back leg there through the bottom of your foot. And then if you can, lift the right leg up. And you can certainly stay here. And if you want to go a little bit further, bring the left arm forward. So we're in bird dog, and it's a definite balance pose. It works many, many muscles in the body. And just keep breathing and stare at something on the floor if you're having trouble with balance issues. And then come on back down. And then bring your toes together, V your knees out slightly, and sit back on your heels. And you can bring your forehead down to the floor. And if you want to rotate your wrist again, because you may not, your wrist may be bothering you with just starting up in tabletop. And then come on back up to tabletop. We'll do the other side. Bring the left leg out towards the back of the mat. The ball of the foot on the floor. Press the heel back. Notice all the different sensations. You can keep your ball of your foot on the floor, or you can lift your left leg up and bring the right arm forward. And just find the balance. It's a wonderful way at the beginning of the practice to kind of get more into yourself. This may seem like a simple pose, but it's really not. And it's working many, many muscles. And then come on back down and sit back in a child's pose. And take a nice big inhale and exhale. Okay, let's start warming up. So come on up to tabletop. Curl your toes under. Lift your sit bones up, and we're going to come into downward facing dog. And adjust yourself as needed. So your feet are about hip width distance apart. Your knees are still slightly bent because it is the beginning of the practice. And then come on down to tabletop just for a moment. And you can and then bring the tops of your feet to the floor. Okay, let's curl our toes under and come on back up to downward facing dog. Just getting adjusted to how this feels. Pressing the index and the thumb finger into the floor. And then come on back down. Tops of the feet to the floor. And again, curl your toes under. Lift your sit bones up. And take a nice big inhale. And exhale. Come on back down to tabletop. And then we're going to do our more abdominal stuff. Awesome. Poses. Okay, so bring your right leg back out and round your back and bring your knee to the nose. And bring it back out and bring your knee into the nose. So inhale and exhale. And we're doing this not only to get warmed up, inhale, but exhale, but get used to bringing the foot between the hands. Inhale and exhale. And then bring that knee back down, okay? And now bring the left leg back out. Exhale. So you can inhale and exhale. Nice and slow. Be mindful that you're not falling all over the place, but trying to stay nice and stable. One more time, and back down. And why don't we sit back into child's pose for just a moment. Give your wrist a rest for a moment. Rotate them around. Stretch out your lower back a little bit. And then come on back up to tabletop. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little bit more. So curl your toes under. Lift your sit bones up. Okay, again, adjust yourself. Make sure that you're comfortable to a degree. I mean, this is maybe awkward if you're new at it, but it's actually quite a restorative pose. Okay, so now take your right foot and lift it up a little bit. Okay, and then bring the foot between your hands. Okay, a little difficult. Now I'll show you some other options, and I'm sure some of you maybe have already been doing it. Is maybe move your foot a little halfway and then move it all the way forward. Okay, and then step that foot back into downward facing dog, and let's try the other side. So lift it up, and it's not about swinging. You're going to get your core nice and toned and bring that foot between your hands. And yes, it does take a little practice, I have to admit, but again, if that doesn't work for you, bring it halfway and then step it all the way through your hands. And then when you're there, bring your right foot next to your left and come into a forward fold. And hang out there, so bend your knees. Maybe grab your elbows and sway side to side just to, again, feel a nice stretch. And then bring your hands to the top of your knees. Inhale halfway up, exhale all the way back down, and then stand nice and slowly, way all the way up. Bring those fingertips to the sky, bring your palms together, and bring it through heart center, and pause. All right, mountain pose. So come on up on your toes and back on your heels, just feeling nice and rooted, and then pause. Feel your feet really pressing into the earth. It's an important pose to acknowledge, especially at the beginning of a practice, so that you have balance all throughout the class. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, bring your arms out, fly down, swan dive down. Hands to your upper knees. Inhale halfway up, that nice flat back. So crown of the head forward, sit bones back. Exhale down. Okay, now with your hands on the floor, they're nice and steady. You're going to take that right foot and step it way back. And then bring the right knee down onto the ground. You can take the top of the foot, the right foot down. Look over at your left ankle and knee and make sure they're lined up. And when you're ready, come on up to a nice low lunge. And remember, you don't want the knee way over. You want it nice and aligned, okay? And do whatever you need to do to adjust it and feel that. Now also, if you have issues with your knees, you can put a towel or a blanket, or you can roll your mat up if your knees are bothering you. And then when you're ready, you can reach your arms up and feel this low lunge. And it's getting your hip flexor, which is where your leg connects with your upper body, can be tight a lot. Bring your hands down by your front foot. Step that foot back, that knee back, I should say, next to the other knee, and then you're in this kind of almost push-up position. So walk your hands a little further out. I call it tabletop push-up. And then lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Your hands are down by your chest, your tops of the feet to the floor. Relax your shoulders down, okay? Now you're going to lift your collarbone up while you're pressing your hands into the floor. You don't have to come up too high. Exhale down. Come on back to that tabletop push-up, and then curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. Okay, remember the foot between your hands. We're going to take that right foot and we're going to bring it between our hands. So maybe lift your leg up a little bit and step your foot between your hands, which is kind of the knee to nose position, and then drop your left knee down. Left top of the foot down. Check your right ankle is over your right knee, and come on up. Find your balance. Inhale your arms up and keep breathing. Okay, watch that your rib cage doesn't jet out too much. I had to adjust myself there just to catch. Feel the stretch in that hip flexor on the left side. Slowly bring your hands down by your front foot. Curl the back toe under. Step the left foot next to the right. Come into a forward fold. And hang out there. Feel the nice stretch. Bring your hands to your knees. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And then stand all the way up. Reach up, hands all the way up. Bring your palms through, all the way through. And pause. Ground yourself in mountain pose. Maybe take a nice breath in and out. Just become present again. All right, here we go. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale all the way back down. Hands to your knees. Inhale halfway up. Shoulders away from your ears. Exhale down. Okay, this time, your hands are nice and down on the floor. Bring your left foot way back. Okay, line that right knee up with the right ankle. We're going to come up to a high lunge. So climb up that right knee to that right knee and find your balance. Okay? So you can have your stance a little closer. You can widen your stance. Whatever you do, just keep your pelvis parallel to the front of the mat. Okay? Just feel that right hip a little slowly go back. Reach your arms up to the sky. Watch that the rib cage doesn't jet out. And just take a nice big inhale. And exhale, getting nice and strong. Pressing the front foot and the back foot evenly into the floor. Bring your hands back down to the floor. Drop the right knee down. Have the left knee down. Bring the right knee around to meet the other knee. Walk your hands a little forward. Lower yourself all the way down. And you can do that as slow as you want or as fast as you want, just to get a little bit of the upper body going. Hands down by your chest. Lift the collarbone up. Inhale up. Hands into the floor. Pubic bone into the floor. Exhale down. Come on back to that tabletop push up. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. And breathe. And now, about dog. I don't know if I'll ever get my heels to the floor because I wasn't built that way. But some people can, and that's great. But if you can't, that's okay too. Okay. We're going to bring that left leg gingerly, nice and gingerly, between our hands. However you need to do that. Okay? Line up that ankle with the knee, and we're going to climb up to a high lunge on the other side. When you get up there, reach your arms up. Move that left hip back slightly and breathe. This is a wonderful strengthening and stretching pose. It kind of does two wonderful things at the same time. Inhale and exhale. Okay, bring your hands down to your hips, and you're going to step that right foot next to the left. Come into mountain pose. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to Warrior One. Here we go. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fly all the way back down. Crown of the head towards the floor. Hands on your knees. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Okay, hands are on the floor. Take that right foot back, way back. And you're going to bring it onto a 45-degree angle. Your foot, depending upon your hip length, is not going to line up so much with the front heel and the back heel. It may. You may want to move that back foot out towards the edge of your mat a little bit, just to get acquainted with this, and then climb up the left knee. And basically, you're facing the front of your mat. Realistically, you're going to take that right rib cage and just gingerly move it towards the front of the mat. It's not about moving the hip. It's about moving this kind of upper body towards the front. Okay, so your front knee is going right over probably the middle of your foot, which is your second toe and your third toe. The back foot is pressing all the way back down, okay? And then if you want, you can reach your arms up. It's really easy in this pose for a lot of people to jet out with their ribs. So see if you can move those lower ribs in a little bit. And feel like not only are you pressing your feet into the earth, but like you're squeezing your inner thighs together. And just hold it there. And then bring your arms back down and step the right foot next to the left. Mountain pose, okay? So now we'll do the other side. I didn't want to go through the vinyasa because it's nice to kind of do this one right after the other so there's a muscle memory. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, fly all the way back down. Hands on your knees. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Okay, bring that left foot way back. Goes into a 45-degree angle. Right ankle over right knee. Come on up. Okay, it's very easy for the knee to buckle in, the right knee to buckle in. Really try and aim it over the center of that foot. And you may want to initially want to bring that left pelvis around. Go for more of the rib cage moving around, okay? And just feel that nice opening going on in the back front of the leg. Reach your arms up and just breathe. And again, you're pressing the feet into the floor, reaching your fingertips up towards the sky. Left rib cage comes towards the front of the mat. Pressing evenly, pressing the back foot down into the earth, really rooting it. And then bring your hands back down by your sides. Hands on your hips, left foot next to the right. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's try a tree. So come on up on your toes, back on your heels, rooting again into mountain pose. I like keeping my hands on my hips. It makes me feel stable. You don't have to. You can lean on a chair, you can lean on a wall, whatever works for you. That's great, okay? So really start rooting that right leg into the floor, okay? And then start lifting the left knee up. And if this is where you're at today, that's great. Maybe bring the knee out to the side. That's great too. And you can bring your toe up and down. You can bring the bottom of the foot to your calf. Just don't bring it to your knee. You don't want to put it on a joint. Some of you may be able to bring it all the way up on the inside of your leg. Maybe bring your hands into prayer. Sometimes pressing your hands together helps with balance. Maybe bring your arms all the way up. If you fall out, just come on back in. Bring your hands down to prayer. Hands on your hips. Take the knee off. Maybe bring the knee up, front knee forward, and then gently press it down. Back into mountain pose. Feeling your center. Feeling grounded. Okay. Other side. Start lifting it up. Stare at something on the floor that's not moving. Bring it out to the side. Bring it to the calf. If you brought your foot up on the inside of your leg on the other side, try and do it on this side. Kind of keeps things nice and balanced. Hands into prayer. Hands up. Trees sway. Hands into prayer. Hands on your hips. Knee forward. Come on back down. Mountain pose. Back to that grounding feeling after doing standing on one leg, which is quite amazing. Congratulations to you. Come on up to the front of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fly down. Inhale halfway up. Stretch the back. Exhale down. Come on down to tabletop and then to child's pose. Sit on back, arms forward, forehead to the floor. Child's pose. Okay, come on forward onto your belly. Slowly lower yourself down. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Okay, we're going to come up into locust. So lift your back of your arms up. And it's almost as if somebody is going to be grabbing your hands. But lift with your collarbone. So lift up. So your fingertips are going back towards your heels. Lifting up. Feel that nice, great front stretch. Inhale and exhale. Now come on back down. Rest all the way down. All right, come on back up. Okay, so lift your arms up, lift your collarbones up. If you want, lift your thighs off the ground. And really reach up and feel the whole engagement of your back body. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Keep holding it. And then rest your other cheek down on the ground. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Okay, bend your right foot, your right knee, I should say. And then if you want to, you can come up onto your elbows, reach around and grab your ankle. If you can't grab your ankle, you can use a towel or a strap. Press your ankle into your hand and feel that nice stretch. And then lower that down. Bend the other foot, other knee. Reach around, grab your ankle. Press the foot into your hand. And if you're ready, maybe try reach around and grab for both. It's bow pose. Wonderful stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. And then come on back down. Slowly sit back into child's pose. Inhale, exhale. Stretch all the way out. Maybe walk your hands over to the right, kind of leaning your left hip down towards the ground, feeling a good side stretch. Walk your hands over to the other side. And pressing your right hip this time down a little bit towards the floor. And then come on back to center. And come on up onto your sit bones. Okay, so feet come out. Flex your feet. I hope you can see me. So flex your feet as much as you can. Bring your fingertips right down beside your sit bones, sitting up, feeling nice and elongated. It's like you have that rope going right up through the top of your head. And then inhale your arms up. And so now this is kind of like you're halfway up, but you're sitting down. And then bring your hands down to your knees or your thighs, wherever you're at. And slowly, slowly, slowly bring your fingertips down towards your feet. The moment you feel a good stretch, wherever that may be, just stop. It's becoming mindful of the different feelings and sensations in your body, instead of trying to get all the way down to your feet and missing all that wonderful stretching and feeling that you can get by taking a nice slow journey. Now come on all the way up. Take your left knee and bend it. Take that left foot and cross it over the right knee. Okay, you're still sitting up, okay? You're going to take the right arm, hug that left knee. The left arm is going to come up in the air and then bring it around back behind you. So you're coming into a nice twist. So the left rib cage is twisting around. Your vertebrae is twisting. You're keeping nice and solid. You're hugging that knee. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. And then come on back around and straighten that leg. Maybe bring your fingertips down and again adjust yourself so that you're sitting up. Okay, the other knee bends. Cross it over the knee. Left arm hugs the knee, the cross knee. The other arm goes up to the sky and then bring it back and around. So you're twisting around. And you're not yanking here. Again, it's a slow feeling of just twisting around, but you're also not arching. You're not in a cat position, but keeping that nice neutral spine. And then come on back around. Okay, bring the soles of your feet together. And as I told you, if you want to get closer, maybe you don't want to. And if your knees are off the ground, that's okay too, okay? I'm going to lift myself up and bring myself closer to my heels. Spine is still long. And then gently fold forward. Feeling a nice stretch, possibly in the inner thighs. Taking an inhale and exhale. And then come on up. Maybe you want to butterfly your legs a little bit. Just loosening up. Okay, now bring the soles of your feet to the ground. Okay, we're going to come up into boat. So grab behind your legs if you need to. Okay, some of you actually may want to do the hands back. That's okay too. But see if you can build up to possibly sitting up like this and leaning back and bring one foot up, then the other. Maybe you squeeze your legs together and let go. So you're using your abdominal area here, okay? You're definitely going to feel it in your hip flexors. But just, you're getting strong. You're breathing. This is boat, so pretend you're out on the ocean in a beautiful day, sailing, right? Using your abs. And then come on down, hug your knees. And then again, using your abs, you will round your back here, and you're going to think about one vertebrae at a time. You're going to lower yourself one vertebrae at a time. If you need to grab the back of your legs, that's okay too, but see if you can use the whole core to lower yourself all the way down. All right. Take a nice big inhale and exhale, just relaxing on the floor. Take your right leg, cross it over the top of your left knee. Okay, so your right knee is sticking out. Lift the left foot up off the ground. Take your right hand through your legs and feel that nice stretch all the way through that hip. And breathe into it. You may have a little sensation, you may have a lot. If you want to, you can straighten that left leg out. You can circle your ankle one way and circle around the other. And then bring your foot back down to the ground. Uncross your legs and just pause and take in that right hip and how it's feeling. And when you're ready, cross the left leg, left ankle over the top of the right knee. Lift up, left hand goes through your legs. And just feel that nice stretch. Before you straighten the right leg out, feel the hip stretch. Feel what's going on down there. Feel the different sensations. Although I'm asking you to multitask, and I really want you to do one task at a time so that you can become mindful of everything. And then when you're ready, you can straighten the leg out, that right leg, and rotate the ankle. You might be getting some cracks and pops and whatever. That's okay as long as nothing hurts. And then bring your foot back down and pause. Take in again just how really juicy the hip stretches can be. Okay, we're going to come into bridge, so you can either root your elbows into the earth or you can grab the sides of your mat and gently bring your shoulder blades together. Root your feet down, so just like in mountain pose, you're feeling the whole bottoms of your feet, and then slowly lift your pelvis up to the sky. And just feel that nice arch, stretching out those hip flexors from doing boat pose. And if you can, I know it may sound a little counterintuitive, soften your glutes. And really press those feet into the floor, holding yourself up. This is an energy pose. Slowly lower yourself all the way back down. And when you want to, you can hug your knees into your chest, maybe rock side to side. And bring the soles of your feet down to the earth and tee your arms out, maybe widen your feet a little bit, and you can windshield wiper your knees side to side, just doing any kind of loosening up. And then when you're ready, straighten your legs out. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Relax everything down into the earth. There's a lot of studies that show by doing Shavasana, this final pose, it has a wonderful, wonderful health benefit. So it's worth staying in and not skipping out on. So close your eyes. And first start noticing your breath. The inhales and the exhales. The rise and fall of the belly. And then maybe you'll notice how your skin is kind of going down towards the floor. Gravity is taking it. Your body is saying yes to relaxing. And it's quite natural for your mind to wander, but come back to your breath, to relaxing a part of your body like your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Relax the center of your forehead. You can certainly stay here for several more minutes, which would give you a lot more benefit. But if you need to get going with your day, you can start moving your fingers and toes. Just bring in some movement, noticing how each of the digits are moving. And then when you're ready, you can roll over onto your right side and just stay there for a moment. And again, absorbing that comfortable feeling. And when you're ready, come on up to a seated position, just like we started. And notice how you feel. Notice the presence. Notice the calmness that possibly you generated. Bring your hands into prayer. And inhale compassion to yourself. And exhale compassion to the world. Namaste. Thank you for joining us.